What up? It's your boy K-Blao Hood X. Make sure you sign up for hoodx.com as usual. Man, you gotta understand. I have two other videos. I'll call it Cancerverse. This is the third video. My mind, I'm wearing an OJ Simpson. This is OJ Simpson jersey. Shout out to OJ. You know what I'm saying, for this video. And then I highly suggest you go watch the other two Cancerverse videos. Give you a little background on the things I'm talking about in this video. Okay. Um, First of all, I want to talk. I want to say that the death of Anthony Bourdain is a tragedy. You know what I'm saying? I also want to talk about Robin Williams. It's that same thing. It's suicide. It's a tragedy. But do I think that these tragedies could have been avoided? Yes. The purpose of this channel is to learn how to time travel in a sense. You hear a lot of ruthless shit, but it's like jumping in a cold shower. Like my channel is a lot like jumping in a fucking cold shower, and they're like, motherfucker, you gonna shift. It's gonna change your breathing pattern. You gonna time travel. So I believe that Robin Williams and Anthony Bourdain could have did the same thing. And they didn't have to kill themselves. They could have basically did some Mandela effect type shit and shifted into a different dimension. But in this dimension that we're living in, yes, Anthony Bourdain and Robin Williams killed themselves. So these are two cancer men who suffer with, different types of depression, experimentation with drugs, cocaine, heroin, crack, they openly admitted this type of shit. As I say, well, hit the blunt. I'll never fuck with nothing else besides weed. Nothing. I fucked with salvia once. I tried that shit once. Once. I didn't like it. But I ain't fucked with shit up since. So, but these guys are fucking with, we fuck with heroin. Heroin is like a demon. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Bourdain was known for saying this shit. Robin Williams experimented with heroin for a while. And then they're cancer men. So, dealing with emotions, you're dealing with untamed emotions, especially when you're dealing with heroin and cocaine and stuff like that. And it's like this is gonna cause the foundation to start to shift, and that's what you're dealing with them. So like these men are trying to get in relationships with women, and they got demons, like literal demons inside of themselves. This is the Cancerverse. I believe O.J. Simpson was kind of guilty of the same shit, even minus some of the heroin, obvious, and all that other type of shit. But like talk about Jodi Arias, you know what I'm saying? Same thing minus the drug, you know what I'm saying? These people, murderers, and like they are literally attaching themselves on to people, trying to be in relationships with people when they have not fought their demon. This is the Cancerverse. So what happens is that the demon starts to literally merge into the spouse, and then like it creates literally cancers and tumors inside their spouse. I believe this is literally what cancer is, and like a lot of times people ask, well, why is cancer called cancer? Why is it named after a disease? I believe it's literally the Cancerverse. Like I said in the first video, if you understand what the Cancerverse is, go do the research on the people who first came up with the concept of the Cancerverse from Guardians of the Galaxy. And if you watch Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2, they don't show you exactly the Cancerverse, but they do give you a reference to the Cancerverse. And they're like, that's literally what, like they had these blue things popping up into Earth, and they were like basically like tumors on Earth. They were coming from this other planet, but they were popping up, in Earth like tumors. And that's the Cancerverse. And the stress and the emotional weight and the moodiness and the shifting of the emotional weight, like these invisible forces that people can't see. Now you can imagine her, like what's his like the girl name is Asia Argento. That was the girl. She's a Virgo woman. She you can imagine her testimony. Mind you, like just the day before, just hours before, um, hours before. Are you talking like literally hours? They said before he took it. They said literally within like 42 minutes of Anthony Bourdain killing himself, there was a post on Instagram of Asia Argento posting some shit saying "fuck everybody." She had a shirt on saying "fuck everybody." She was holding her middle fingers up and said, "You know who you are." And like 42 minutes later, Anthony Bourdain killed himself type shit. This is the timeline that they trying to say. So it's like, man, why is she online saying fuck everybody with her middle finger, basically, insinuating she's talking to her boyfriend. It's like, what the fuck? He's such a nice guy. He's such a nice, gentle guy. Why would you do these things? She's trying to talk about something that's unseen. You know what I'm saying? She fighting some shit that's unseen. She was literally in the Cancerverse. And all of a sudden, it just pop up on the motherfucker social media feed, like, man, we broke up and I'm fucking with somebody else. And like, in everybody else's world, it's gonna look like, man, Asia Argento is cheating on Anthony Bourdain, so Anthony Bourdain killed himself. And it's like, you step all the way back. It's like, Joe, first of all, ain't no female gonna try. Like, he even said, he's already been divorced twice. He said in his previous books, he said, his, his first divorce broke up because he was suicidal and basically reckless as fuck. You know what I'm saying? He was been suicidal for years. You know what I'm saying? Breaking up, getting divorced, you know what I'm saying, gets with this woman, you know what I'm saying, they hadn't even been dating like a year, like they just started dating back in 2017, you know what I'm saying, they get together, you know what I'm saying, next you know, she on Instagram talking about fuck everybody, and he killed himself, so it's like, she fighting something that can't nobody else see. Now mind you, she's a Virgo woman born September 20th, they got together, you know what I'm saying, because they was putting out a lot of content around her, because she apparently had got raped by Harvey Weinstein. I can't ever say that dude's name right. You know what I'm saying? And she had put out this movie. You know what I'm saying? What was it called? Scarlet something. What was the name of the movie? Scarlet something. You know what I'm saying? She was in, and they basically recreated the scene of Harvey Weinstein. Like if you go on YouTube and look up Harvey Weinstein rape recreation scene, the people who recreated that scene, you know what I'm saying? It was basically this chick, you know what I'm saying, Asia Argento, and she um she went into the Canes, like basically the movie, like if you're in Hollywood, they got these big platforms, like Hollywood platforms. And she basically went into this platform, the Canes, I think it was the Canes Festival, some shit like that, and basically said I was raped here a couple years back. You know what I'm saying? And Harvey Weinstein used to use this as his hunting ground for new talent. You know what I'm saying? She basically said this shit, and now mind you, she's a Virgo woman, so like you gotta realize a lot of Virgo women are feminine. You know what I'm saying? So like this is a huge trigger for her. And then all of this shit you're dealing with, you know what I'm saying, is a huge trigger with Virgo women. All this shit with Harvey Weinstein, you know what I'm saying, him, sexualizing women, or what's the word? Objectifying women, you know what I'm saying, and basically using them for sex in order to advance their career. She's a Virgo woman, so she's gonna feed off this energy. You know what I'm saying? She fucking won an award for this shit. So she's trying to be a hero for women's rights and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Which is great. I salute her for doing that. You know. But at the same time, in my eyes, and from Aquarius, and you know what I'm saying, from a Lilith perspective, I'm gonna see the bullshit in that. And they're like, Joe, hold on, like you with this guy, you know what I'm saying, who is helping you advance your career, Anthony, you know what I'm saying, Bourdain, helped propel her when she first started doing this, left him, got with a Libra guy, you know what I'm saying, this guy Hugo Clement, he's born October 7th, the French guy. She went and get with this guy who basically, he wrote a whole article that got published, you know what I'm saying, helping expand her career and basically exposing Harvey Weinstein even more. You know what I'm saying? He basically penned this whole article. So she left Anthony Bourdain, who was helping her at first, and got with Hugo Clement, who was helping her now. And this is like, it's like, wait, hold on, pause. Like, wait, hold on. Am I the only person that's seeing the hypocrisy? Is this not the same shit that you basically, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand it is a level of, you know what I'm saying, obviously Harvey Weinstein's a man, he's supposed to a woman, it's obviously rape, you know what I'm saying, and you know, she's obviously not raping him, but it's like, okay, still the concept of the intent of Harvey. What is Harvey Weinstein's intent? Is that like I'm gonna fuck a bunch of bitches, you know what I'm saying, and event, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna use this shit, I'm gonna use my career, use the shit I got going on as leverage for sexual, you know what I'm saying, encounters and shit like that. So like this is the same exact shit. Is that like you got with this guy talking about, you know, Harvey Weinstein, then all of a sudden now this guy's right now you with him, you left him. It's like this is some Virgo feminist fucking entitled shit for real. And then like it take, like I said, a lot of times it take a keen eye to see this type of shit. And then like yes, there's a lot of varying degrees, and then obviously, you know, Harvey Weinstein was fucking running around raping women. But, you know, when you get a Virgo woman who basically quote unquote use Anthony to fucking propel her career and then go get with this guy, I'm gonna see the irony in that shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's only a side note. You know what I'm saying? So like you got this guy Hugo Clement, or you know, who's a Libra, who is basically writing about this woman And then he actually meets her. Like, mind you, this is some Libra, some air type shit. And then, like, it's like meeting somebody. Like, if you ever met me, like, I'm a two-dimensional object, obviously talking to you through your computer. But it's like, if I actually popped up and met you and you actually saw me in my three-dimensional form and you could fucking touch me and see me and you know what I'm saying, taste, touch, feel, smell, five, all your five senses, I was literally right there as a three-dimensional object right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? To a Libra motherfucker or some air type shit, that's like some porn. That's like meeting a fucking porn star. You know what I'm saying? So he's gone off of this shit, and then like he's gone off of her whole Hollywood image, and actually she's standing right here next to me. I wrote an article on her, and we're moving her even further into the future. So he's gonna be gone off this shit under the Libra file. So you know he's probably trying to nail the shit out of her. So like he's living a dream. So Anthony Bourdain sees this shit, and he's like, it's gonna sit right here on him in the Cancerverse, and then like dude's already suicidal, but this time you gonna kill yourself over a female that you ain't even been dating a year. So you know, in the Virgo files, the Virgo women, feminist entitlement shit, they gonna kind of see like, okay, well, you know, they gonna see all of this. So they were only dating that long, you can't blame her. You know what I'm saying? But if this whole situation is reversed, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Bourdain was a fucking woman, and you know what I'm saying? Asia Argento was a guy, it would be total fucking backlash on his whole fucking career. And like they would literally fucking, they'd be like, oh, he fucking cheated on her. All this, like you just imagine. It's like, no, she actually left him. They actually broke up. She went and got with a new guy and this guy killed himself. This is literally the Cancerverse. And when you go back to O.J. Simpson, you go back to like the blending of right and wrong here. And then like, you know what I'm saying, especially in sexual situation, relationship, domestic situations. And then like, you literally Anthony Bourdain literally projected his whole Cancerverse imagery onto this woman. And like now she's walking around with the whole guilt. It's like look at literally what he did. He like literally made her look like the bad guy for breaking up with him. So, and mind you, he was recently diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. This is wrong, I don't know this for sure, but he was recently diagnosed with Parkinson's disease a couple months back. Probably helped propel his already flooding amounts of depression. You know what I'm saying? So this is just like the match that hit the gasoline as far as like him breaking up with this woman. But like at the same time, if you look at it from her perspective, that's a lot of pressure to get put on you. You know, so that's a lot of invisible emotion. Like you imagine her dealing with the emotions, like his emotional mood swings and shit like that. You imagine that shit. That's why she wants to just get the fuck away and break away, and this motherfucker kill himself. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna get you back. It's like, man, you got a daughter, you got kids. This woman got family. You know what I'm saying? Even a photographer and shit like that. Like he's just trying to date this woman. It's like, man, like I'm gonna get everybody back. This is some straight water shit. This is what I be talking about. That water sign is blameless type shit. And then like this dude know he fucked up, man. All of that shit that he put out is a fucking image. You know what I'm saying? I believe this is a huge tragedy, but at the same time, it's hard for me to sympathize with emotional bullying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like literally emotionally bullying this woman from the grave. So some shit that he didn't have for fucking years back before they even met. Like, you know what I'm saying? He probably met her, they liked each other. You know what I'm saying? She tried to make it work. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she wasn't guilty either. She probably had a lot of shit going on, but he was legitimately trying to help propel her in some shit. She actually bounced and went and got with this new guy. That is bogus as fuck as far as from the Virgo verse world, and as far as a woman trying to, you know what I'm saying, basically expose a guy for objectifying women. Here you are basically objectifying men, you know what I'm saying, for help propel your career. It's like, yeah, that is some fucking total fucking hypocrisy bullshit, but that ain't some shit that's worth killing yourself over. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't been dumped before. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have this shit, bitch, jump on fucking Facebook, Twitter, and post all type of stupid shit about me. Like, we've all been through this shit. It's part of the age we living in now. You see what I'm saying? Who the fuck hasn't had somebody post some shit about them online, talking shit about them? Like, it's fuck what it is, especially in the domestic situation. But him, this shit propelled him to impulsively kill himself. Like, mind you, they said like the suicide was impulsive to the point like he didn't even leave no suicide note or nothing. And like, you know, when they look at the same situation with Robin Williams, and then like he was diagnosed recently with a depression type of disease. He killed himself, you know, and it's a tragic situation, you know what I'm saying? But you imagine being his wife and shit like that. Like, you propel this shit onto her, you propel this shit onto your kids, you propel, like, you know, when you get with water signs, especially cancers, you're not just getting with them, you getting with the Cancerverse. They come from a planet of this type of shit. And it's gonna fucking, like, they unreality, like Poe say, they unreality is your reality. All this shit ain't even real, but it's gonna be real for you. And then like all like all of that shit. She's sitting there looking like, you know what I'm saying, Asia Argento. She's sitting there looking at this whole shit like, okay, all this shit he dealing with ain't none of this shit real for me. But like, he like, bitch, I'm gonna make it real. I'm gonna, and boom, he kill himself. And now it's like, okay, now it's all on you. And she like, motherfucker, I just met this motherfucker a year ago, and now I gotta deal with this energy for the rest of my fucking life. This is the Cancerverse. Make no mistake. Robin Williams, you know what I'm saying, same shit, tragedy. Emotions need foundation, and emotions need places to root themselves and grow. And you know, cancers will project they fucked up ass emotions onto their spouse. You know what I'm saying? And you can imagine, like in Anthony Bourdain's mind, you know what I'm saying? Asia um, Argento is probably a fucking narcissist, a fucking psychopath, an entitled bitch. And like in certain ways, she is. In certain angles you look at it, it's like, man, bitch, Asia's kind of fucked up. For, you know what I'm saying? But so it's basically step right over this dude. But at the same time, like she got a lot of reason to leave this motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you go back, like, say he got a book, he done wrote books, he's openly honest about his heroin addiction and, like, you know what I'm saying? And his career and, like, he, like, the way he is. Like, he's not an easy person to be with. You see what I'm saying? That's this guy, he fucking killed himself. That's not gonna be easy to be with somebody who's willing to kill himself. Think of Robin Williams' wife. Same shit. It's not gonna be easy to be with somebody like that. That's why people gonna look at you like you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like for stepping out on them, for fucking leave, for wanting to get the fuck away from them. You know what I'm saying? They be like, wow, he was such a nice person. She's fucked up for wanting to leave him. It's like, no, when you do the research, this motherfucker was openly saying he had hella demons he had to fight. So don't get it fucked up. You know, cancers are not what they appear on the surface. It's an image. I believe all water signs are not what they appear. I believe it's an image on this fucking surface. You know what I'm saying? So when you with a water sign, make sure you're able to separate the emotional shit from like the real shit, and then like people say, you know, use people what they're good for. You're saying, you know, so try to see the good side of people more so anything. Like cancers is good in that where it's like dating, having a good time, and shit like that. Like so I'm saying, like don't put too much pressure on them. You can't put a lot of accountability on them. You know what I'm saying? Outside of regular domesticated situations, they don't do good in this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Know that up front. You know what I'm saying? Dating a cancer is like dating your little brother or your little sister. You see what I'm saying? It's like you gotta have a certain type of perspective on looking at it. And like I'm with this motherfucker, but you know, I'm expecting only so much. You see what I'm saying? Like you only expect so much from your brother and sister type shit. Like you see what I'm saying? And then like as far as emotional fulfillment, it's kind of a like don't expect, you know, the fulfillment of a total fucking relationship with a cancer. And then like cause it's an emotional resistance there. And they're like it ain't they can't get past certain shit. It's like a child. It's like their emotions block a lot of maturity and growth outside of emotional shit. It's very it takes a lot of time to meditate on and start to really get it. You know, other than emotion, you understand the concept of Tinkerbell. When we deal with in Hood X, we have a concept called Tinkerbell Avatar. You see what I'm saying? It's for the water signs. It's a negative emotional avatar for water signs. Tinkerbell went against Peter Pan. You see what I'm saying? That when Peter Pan started talking to Wendy, you know what I'm saying? Tinkerbell went and joined Captain Hook, you know, and started helping out Hook, you know, and kidnapped Wendy. You know, and it's like, you know, a water sign can be your best friend and your worst enemy, but they're gonna be your worst enemy a lot more than they're gonna be your best friend. Like when they're way out, they're gonna be way better at being your worst enemy than they ever will be at being your best friend. That's the trick of the cancer. Like they say shit, but it only come out halfway. Like, I mean, I could be your best friend or your worst enemy. Okay, intrinsically, I trade options, motherfucker. So let's weigh this whole shit out. Here's the friend side. Here's the enemy side. Let's see how high up, as far as on the stock side, how high up as a friend you can go. Okay, that hit 10. Now let's see how much of an enemy are. Okay, that shit hit 100, and that motherfucker's dead. Motherfucker didn't got killed type shit. Like you know what I'm saying? You can never be as good as a motherfucking friend as you are enemy. You know what I'm saying? Cancer, this is cancer shit. You see what I'm saying? And then like all of their friendship is based just in the emotional world. And that's basically what Asia Argento, she an earth sign, so she looking for some tangible shit. She looking for some shit that's like, okay, like a man. She might Virgo women objectify men. So like, he's older. You know what I'm saying? So she will get with him and date him because he's helping her. This is literally the same shit she was trying to get motherfucking Hollywood stuff other than you'll say outside of rape shit. But it's like, yeah, she dated this older guy, this Earthshine shit, to get what the fuck she needed to get, and then she met the next guy who helped her out, and she bounced from the old dude and got with the younger dude. Like, you know how the game go. You know what I'm saying? So, I really feel sorry for the kids more than anything. And also too, like in the situation with Robin Williams, you know, you can't believe all that shit that you're seeing of him smiling and all that shit. It's like, man, these people are deeply spiritual, troubled people. And when you don't do the reference, when people like me put out this content, shit like that, and trust me, like they got people trying to give them warnings, people trying to give them advice, shit like that. Like they don't be trying to hear that shit. They don't hear that shit. They don't hear that shit. You think with all this content on my page, you know what I'm saying, and the information that's out there, anybody can come to the. If you did the same research I did, you can come to the same exact conclusions I come to. You know what I'm saying, but motherfuckers don't. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. So yeah, man, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, appreciate it, share it, leave some comments below. If you with a cancer, if you are a cancer, uh, if you saying was touched by the story, Anthony Bourdain or Robin Williams, you know what I'm saying? I would love to hear your take on this. All right, appreciate it.